Yo everyone, it is Tyler here, back again with a video, and today we're going to be doing a new thing. Today we're looking at a subreddit called r/entitledparents. So, let's get right into the video. So this first one. Let my kids break your expensive stuff, because they're kids. So picture this. It's Thanksgiving and you're relaxing in your room alone, because you don't really know most of the relatives visiting you anyway. All of a sudden, Snow White and the 7 little idiots break into your room. They're all making a beeline to your most expensive stuff, because why not? A Wii, an Xbox, and several expensive guitars are now in the hands of snotty toddlers, which wouldn't be too bad if they even knew how to use the damn things. Instead, you've got kids pulling your game consoles out of the shelves with no regard for any cords, and you've got kids pulling your game consoles out of the shelves with no regard for any chords, and you've got kids furiously strumming like hell on your guitars. One of the strings even popped. Before eventually trying to beat each other over the head with them, I've been yelling at them this whole time, but as soon as I see the last part, I snatch a $300 guitar out of the kid's hand and ask him what the hell he thinks he's doing. Then he starts to bawl, and good God was it loud. What do you do to make my little boogums cry? He was about to yeet the heck out of my guitar and crack that kid's head with it. I'm guessing she went completely deaf from her own kids crying, because she doesn't seem to have heard that last bit. Instead she goes on about how I should let her kid play with and break my stuff, because kids will be kids. I tried to explain to her that these aren't toys, and tried to explain how hard I worked to be able to buy them. Again, she's completely deaf to it, and literally tells me it's not her kid's problem before leaving. Exit Entitled Parent, Act 3, Scene 1. So I did what any sensible person would do. I crowded all my stuff on my bed and sat next to it, guarding my newfound fortress with a BB gun, which was, unbeknownst to them, completely empty, and a rolled up poster for the rest of the night. The end. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So literally, right, these kids are just gone in, tried to break this person's stuff, and then they just, yeah. So this next one is Entitled Parent thinks I'm faking being sick so I don't have to go swimming. Almost died. So for backstory, I was born with kidney failure. Both my aunt and uncle have heart failure. My great uncle that I never met died of cancer. My grandpa has Tourette's. We have a very long history of medical problems. I got my kidney transplant on October the 1st, 2018. It's been a while since then, and I'm doing good. But while I was recovering, I had nephrostomy tube. Spelling mistake, I don't know where. So basically, it urinates for me, while I'm too weak to do so. I was luckily released early from hospital after my surgery, so I went home and didn't have to go to school for 3 months. Pretty neat. Okay, here's where the story begins. We took a celebration trip to California, but I can't swim with the tube in. Oh, I forget to mention that I had to go home with the tube still in me. So I hid it with a shirt when we went to the pool. This is when Entitled Parent walks up, also with a very smug looking entitled kid. Entitled kid, whispering, but loud enough for me to hear. Mama, I need help swimming. I need that boy over there. Points at me. Me. Sorry, I can't swim right now. I proceed to look at my phone. Entitled Parent. You absent-minded snob. How dare you refuse to swim with my son? Where are your parents? I hope you enjoy your punishment. Me. Ma'am, you need to calm down. Entitled Parent. How dare you talk to me like that? Whispers to Entitled Kid. Entitled Kid walks over to me and tries to pull me in the water. Me. Stop, let go, you little idiot. Entitled Mother. I don't think capital letters can describe how mad she was. How dare you say that in front of my son? Where are your parents? Then my dad walks up, and I'm sitting here with a smug grin, rubbing my hands together when I see the power match my dad is making. I can see the fury in his eyes. Then I've never witnessed anything as scary as this before. My dad. What the frick is going on here? My dad works as a truck driver in Chicago, so he doesn't take no idiocy. Entitled Parent. Probably making the worst mistake in her life. Your little idiot child refuses to help my son swim. My dad. The only idiot in this room is you. Entitled Parent. How dare you? I'm calling the police. Whips out a freaking one of those like you buy at the drugstore and pay and call on them phones. Me, ma'am. How much was that phone? Entitled parent. Shut up, kid. Me and my dad simultaneously get up from our chairs, smack the phone out of her hand. Entitled parent. Then she turns around. My dad throws her in the water. Entitled parent. Alright, this is enough. I'm calling the police. Me. Honey, not anymore. I'm standing near the edge of the water, aware of the situation, and I'm expecting entitled parent to try and drag me in, which if she does, I have a 95% chance of dying, so maybe we could get her for something. Then entitled kid runs up behind me and pushes me in. I scream, then black out, woke up in an ambulance. My dad told me the entire story, so entitled kid pushed me in. Then his mum got out and hid in her hotel room. My dad called 911, CPS came, thank God that demon of a child needed help. And the mum got arrested for child abuse, attempted murder, and found her trying to steal a TV, yes, a full-size TV, out of the hotel. She's suing us for child abuse and false accusations, but the proof is already there. We got 3 rooms at the hotel though. Sheesh, Californians expect if you're reading this, then you're cool. TLDR, I have kidney disease and is unable to swim yet. Entitled kid pushed me in the pool, almost drowned and died. All I'm going to say is oof. Also, that one was a pretty long story. Okay guys, so this is going to be the last one, and it's called Entitled Mum Tries to Deny Her Dying Son His Wish and Tries to Kill Him because the books I got him are satanic. Some backstory. I'm in a D&D group with a couple of friends from nearby, and one of the members of the group was a kid who was about 15 years old. He's a really sweet kid, likes helping other people out, and he's a big fan of Dungeons and Dragons. He also has cancer in both of his lungs. He's from a religious family that basically forces him to act pure while he's in their sight. Their mum is a WC level rabid, while the dad is just a sensible person who just tries to get him to be a good kid. When he's out of sight of his parents, he just does normal teen stuff. A couple of weeks ago, the cancer in his lungs started to get him, so he was taken to hospital by his parents. He contacted me about this a day after he was taken to hospital, stating that he wanted a monster manual as his last wish, stating that he was tired of reading the same things. I bought him the book from Barnes & Noble, but considering that he's a dying teen, I got him Volo's Guide to Monsters and Mordkin's Tome of Foes stacked on top of that. The next day, which was his birthday, he was still in hospital, so I brought him the books as a gift. After he blew out the candles, we had cake and started opening gifts. Mine was the first to be opened. Seeing what they were, he immediately got his humongous grin on his face and hugged me. Meanwhile, his mum stared down at the books with a look of pure disgust, with her husband staring at her with this wary look in his eyes. She picks up one of the books and relights one of the candles and holds the damn book over it to try and set it on fire. I managed to stop her and demand, "What the frick are you doing?" He asked me to get those books, and I'm not going to let you take them away. His mum simply stared me down and said something along the lines of the books sinful and satanic and full of evil and that her son had no business with them. I retort and say that her son can read what he wants and that he shouldn't have to force him to be Christian. She starts getting red in the face and yelling at me about essentially forcing children to believe in God from a young age. I say that I'm a Baptist, which I actually am, and say that faith in God is a matter between God and the individual. She turns red all over and actively starts to try and destroy the books, with me, my friend, and her husband trying to stop her. At one point, I shouted, "Would God want you to do this, to restrict your dying son's freedom of expression?" right in her face. This just sets her freaking ablaze. She tosses the books aside and starts trying to strangle her son, and her husband calls security immediately. When she does this, security get here within about a minute of the two of us trying to pray entitled mother off of her son and drag her away, with her shouting that all are catamites to the devil. Both her husband and my friend charge her with child abuse, assault and attempted murder. Trial's still going on, and I'll try to update this post as the trial goes on. Edit. Holy shizer, I came back to 300 karma, and this with 3k upvotes. Thank you so much for your support. Edit 2. Whoever just gave me gold, thank you so much. So that story is just oof. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.